Guess who's finally started 2 dark rains. Gosh, these numbers. Ooh, that hair though. Hey guys, it's Hannah, and yes, I have started 3 dark rains. 2. You literally just corrected yourself. It's 2 dark rains. Literally, I read 2 pages before my economics class started, and it made me so happy. I was just so happy to be back in this world. I love it so much. I love Kendar's Blake? That's not right. I love Kendar Blake's writing style so much, and I'm literally only on page, I'm in chapter 3, 36, but I'm in love. If you can't tell, I'm home for the weekend. It's kind of a messy room, so just don't look at it. I'm here because I'm gonna get my hair cut. Not anything too drastic, don't worry, but I like a hairdresser here, and I'm very picky about my hair, so I don't want to go to one that can see stats, so I came home to get my hair cut. By the way, my blister popped, so it's looking pop it. Get it? Cause no, okay, yeah, never mind, ignore that. And for the record, I did not mean to pop it. I crossed my legs and then I felt the liquid running down my leg, and this is probably TMI. I'm gonna stop filming now. Have a good day. Hair reveal in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! So this is my haircut. Nothing drastic. It's still really long, although it feels so short. Like, I got 4 inches cut off, and I think most people probably won't even be able to tell. And then I got some more like shorter layer things in the front here. I don't know if you can see them. And then I got some long-ish layers in the front, but not too many, because I like my hair in braids a lot, if you haven't noticed. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. And it's straight right now because she straightened it, and I never have my hair straight, so it's also just kind of like, who's that? I like it a lot. Hello, I'm back in my apartment, and I got some mail while I was away, so I'm gonna open it for you on camera, because that's what you do. So this first one I'm really excited about, because if you saw my last vlog, you know that I ordered 2 dark rains, and I was supposed to get a pin, and I finally have the pin. I like how like it's a mystery pack, and you like can't see it right away, because I obviously opened this early, but I haven't seen which pin I have. I hope I have whichever one Ariel is, the one that controls animals, because I would love to have a bear, let's be real. Oh, it says, when kingdom come, there will be one. And I have one with the nature stats, the one I want, I think. I'm blanking on like all of the technical names for things. There we go. It's a little crown, and it's got like little flowers and stuff on it. I like it a lot. This next one should be a book. Oh, this is cute. They wrapped it, and it says, thank you, Meredith from Twice Booked, and it's got a little dog on it. So it should be a very exciting book. Oh. Look at that beauty. Stuff inside. Oh, it says Twice Booked. So it's a bookmark I got it from like a secondhand seller thing on Amazon. Oh wow, and then there's a whole order list. It says my address. I'm not gonna show it to you, but it says, hi Hannah, thank you for choosing to order from me. I hope you'll be pleased with your book and with my service, and that you'll be kind enough to post good feedback for me on Amazon. Best, Meredith from Twice Booked. I think I am pleased. Looks to be in good condition. So if you want to order a book from Amazon, I recommend Twice Booked. But this is O'Keefe Days in Life by C.S. Merrill. This is also the author of Weekends with O'Keefe, if you recognize the name. And so this is the book of poetry that she wrote. I think it's mostly during that time. I don't know if there's going to be some from like after, before as well, but I'm super excited. Not quite sure where that last clip left off, but basically I finally got my pen. I'm pretty sure it's a naturalist one because it has like flowers and leaves on it. I blanked on the name naturalist, so I don't know if I mentioned that in the first clip. And the book I got is O'Keefe Days in a Life by C.S. Merrill. She wrote Weekends with O'Keefe. I love that book. She was working on this book while she was there, so I now have this book. It's a poetry book. I'm super excited. I think that's about the gist of what I was saying. I don't know, honestly. Currently working on school as per usual. But a more exciting update. I am on page 68 of 2 dark rains. I'm loving it. Everything's starting to come together, and I'm so excited. So excited. Loving that. Actually reading very slowly, but like it's fine since I am so in love with it. I'm okay with the fact that it's taking me forever. So it's working out, which I'm glad about. Although I really want to just binge it. I just want to read it through, but I can't. I had my geography test this morning. I feel okay about it. We'll see. It's one of my friend's birthdays tomorrow. Can we just take a moment to appreciate her birthday gift for me? Because I'm honestly really proud of it. I was using those. Cooper Pooper. This is the face of a turd. Stop it. Boy, if you go after my coffee. No. No. Feeling fabulous. Yes. I have been up since 4:45 this morning. I had to work backstage at a show and like it's fun, but also like I'm so tired. So I'm currently eating lunch. I'm eating oatmeal for lunch because I just wanted oatmeal. I don't know why. This nifty thing, okay, it's from Pampered Chef. It's like this little pod thing and it's got a lid. And it's basically like, you know those like mug things where you like put eggs in a mug and you make a little omelet? It's like that, but it's better. And it's like designed for it and it makes really, really good oatmeal. It's so good. I'm currently on page 176 of Two Dark Reigns. I am loving it so far. I really like how nothing completely drastic has happened yet. Like we're still just kind of slowly building up to the climax and I'm loving every rung of that ladder that we're climbing right now. It's just so good and so beautifully done so far, and after every chapter I'm just wanting to read the next one because I want to know what's gonna happen. So yeah, loving it so far, absolutely loving it. And Mickey also started it yesterday, so I might try and get her to talk about it. We'll see. My goal is to finish it in September. That is the plan. My only problem with that is next week I have 3 tests. It was almost 4 tests. Not looking forward to any of them. Scab updates, still looking pretty nasty. It's starting to like kind of get a crust over it, but it still looks bad. Hello, Bear. Bear is with me today. So I got a package today, and it's not bookish related, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway because it's really stupid. These feathers. One of my organizations has a retreat and we all dress up, and this year's theme is fairy tale, and I wasn't really that excited for it because like I didn't know what to dress up as, and I was asking my friend, I was like, who should I be? And she was like, well, they're counting Disney, and you know what, don't take this the wrong way, you should be a villain because you're tall and slim like a villain. I was like, okay, what villain should I be? She was like, what about that one from The Emperor's New Groove? So I'm being Yzma and she's being Kronk. You will see pictures when I finish my costume. But I have 2 dress options. Neither of them are like ideal. One of them is actually fairly Yzma-ish. But I don't like it because it's too form-fitting for my comfort. And the other one isn't as Yzma-ish, but it's not bad. We'll see which one I use. But I need to make a little like collar thing and a little head thing. And so I got feathers, but they're supposed to be 50 in this. And I think there are 50 in this, but 50 doesn't look like as much. I feel like this doesn't seem right. I was supposed to have more feathers. And I cannot find purple feathers anywhere in town. So I had to order these, and it's Saturday. Hello. You know, it's rude to ignore someone. So I just got back from my first class of the day. I wanted to show you my Yzma costume progress so far. So this is what I have so far. I have her earrings. I have 2 different ones. One's just attached lower than the other. So I just need to figure out which one works better with the little neck brace thing. These are literally little earring things that I got. And then I found these like little cardboard paper circles and I just hot glued them. I got this black headband to use as her like head wrap thing because I don't know how to do like an actual head wrap, and she needs something, and you're not technically supposed to wear hats in the MSC. So this is her little feather thing so far. I'm gonna like completely scrap this and start anew. This just doesn't hold it. It's not enough. And at Hobby Lobby they also had these like hair combs. I'm gonna go back and get those and see if that works better. This is my pride and joy. It's her little neck wrap. I'm gonna close it for you real quick. So it looks like this when it's closed. Honestly, I am so proud of it. I should probably move these so I give the appearance of being a clean person. I say as I put them on the floor. One of my all-time favorite booktubers is Ariel Bissett. I love her. I just love her energy, her passion. The way she speaks is so eloquent and beautiful. Like she could narrate a menu in a restaurant and I'd just be like, it's beautiful. I love it. I just finished watching, I think this is her most recent video, but the one where she talks about when she was reading after 10. But one thing that I want to note about it is she mentioned how she doesn't like to put any pressure on her reading and how she doesn't like to keep track of page numbers, and she doesn't like to make yearly reading goals and that kind of thing because it puts more of a stressor on her reading and then it makes it more of a requirement. And I think that's really interesting because I've never considered myself to be one to put pressure on myself for reading, but also I do. But it helps me. I started GOODREADS when I was like kind of coming out of a more slower reading phase. I read a lot as a kid and then I had kind of a slowdown, and then I started GOODREADS right as it was picking back up again. And they have the yearly reading goals, and so I think the first year I set my reading goal, it was 50 books for the year, and that year I got to I think like 53, so like I made it, but I like just barely. The next year 50 books was my goal, and I got to I think 75, 76, something around there, so I surpassed it. Last year I set my goal to 50 books a year and I made it to 102 books a year. And mind you, I don't listen to audiobooks, I just can't focus enough to listen to them, so this is all like me sitting down and reading the book, which I feel like is kind of impressive. I don't know if that's just me, but I feel like that was a really good thing. Like, I read a lot. I will not be reading that much this year, but today is September something, 27th, I think, and I am at 54 books. So I've already surpassed my goal, and so I know I'm thinking I'll probably get in the 70s, maybe, if I keep at the pace I'm going, or maybe pick it up a little bit. We'll see. My point is, I like having pressure on my reading. I guess I'm pretty goal-oriented. I like having something that I'm striving for, having structure around how I can achieve it, essentially, I guess. That doesn't quite make sense. I like having pressure on my reading, but I don't like having a stressor on my reading. And that's why I've never upped my book goal. Like, every year since I started doing book goals on Goodreads, I've had it at 50 books. And every year I've done better. I'm not gonna, like, keep getting better this year, I don't think. Like, I just do not see that coming. But it's fine. Like, I'm cool with it because I've met my goal of 50 books. And so now everything is just like a bonus. Like, yay me, I've done better than I thought I could. I feel like I'm kind of talking in circles, but basically I don't up my reading goal because I don't want to put a stressor on my reading. Like, if I bumped it up to even like 75 books a year, I think I would be too stressed of thinking I'm not gonna make that goal, and then I'm not reading for fun anymore, I'm reading to achieve something. With 50 books, I feel like I have achieved something. I feel like I've made it to a milestone, and then everything after that is just the icing on the cake. I had a point and I kind of lost it when I was rambling there. I don't know, I think it's just interesting how people have different ways they keep track of their reading and how some people don't even keep track of their reading at all. Like, I'm now, like, I used to as a kid never keep track of my reading because, like, there was really a way to, except for writing it down, and I was about to do that. But now I can't imagine not having Goodreads and not being able to go back and see all the books I read and see what I rated them and see if I wrote anything about them. And I can't imagine not keeping track of my reading. So, like, when people don't have a Goodreads and they don't keep track of what they're reading, I'm always kind of like, why wouldn't you? Because I like to look back and see that. I like to look back and see those achievements. It makes me feel good. But I also don't like to stress too much, unless, like, you know, it's in a readathon, then I'll do a little bit of stressing about finishing books on time and quickly. My camera ran out of storage, so I'm really at a loss for where I was going with this. But basically, I think it's really interesting to see the different ways people track their reading and the different things people consider stressful, because essentially she doesn't like to put any kind of reading goal on her because she doesn't want to at any point be stressed about not meeting that goal. Whereas I like to have a goal that I know I'll achieve. So, like, it's almost, well, I mean, there could be a year where I don't make 50 books, but a goal that is fairly easy for me to achieve if I work at it, because I like having that to reach for, but I don't like to stress myself about it. I like having a pressure to read, but not a stressor when it comes to reading. Does that sound good? I think that's kind of catchy, right? I like having a more definitive purpose to finishing books at a steady pace and to keep myself reading. It kind of keeps me constantly reading. It keeps me wanting to always have a book, not just because I always want to have a book because I love reading, but also because it gives me something to strive for, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't know where this is going. I just watched it. I really like her videos. I found it interesting. I had ideas and they left me as soon as I turned the camera on, but yeah. Reading update. Still reading Two Dark Reigns. I'll probably be reading it until the end of September, although I do want to finish it by the end of September. And see, like, I make goals like that, or like if a book is taking me longer than expected, I'll kind of set a date, and then that kind of keeps me reading it, but not in a way that really stresses me out, just in a way that it's like, I wanted to say another thing to check off my list, but then that makes it sound like a to-do list, but then it's not. I don't know how to explain this. Basically, I find it interesting that she puts basically no stressors or goals upon her reading, and then she like tested it out in the video. I'll leave a link down below if you haven't watched it, which is how that worked for her. Whereas I like having goals for my reading, but very attainable ones. Like, I honestly could not imagine studying 100 books. I mean, I guess if you read audiobooks, then it's pretty easy to reach that, but for me, no. That was a one-time deal last year, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's what I came on here to tell you. Good morning. So I just finished watching Hey It's Monica's video about reading and anxiety, and in it she mentions that she likes to keep track of her reading because it makes her feel productive. That's what I was looking for. That's the one word that I couldn't get to come out of my mouth. So that's why I like it. I like it because it makes me feel productive. It makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something. I'm going towards something and I feel productive doing so, and I like that. There we go. There's your summary of all that blabbering. Scab update. The dark part here started peeling like a sunburn, and so now it's just that little bit left, but that refuses to peel, so I don't get it. I can't talk right now because I have to do homework, but you will be hearing about this. Okay, let's talk about this. First of all, I loved it. This was absolutely fantastic. If you don't know what this is about, sorry I didn't explain it earlier, but basically this series surrounds 3 queens who are battling to the death for the throne, and it is fantastic. The whole series is fantastic, and I think this might be my favorite book out of all of them because I feel like everything has come together and everything is happening and I'm loving it, but also like it hurts me, but also I'm loving it. This book is so dark and so beautiful, and I love all of the characters. Okay, there's one character, her name's Amelia. I don't really like her, and I'm not quite sure why, but I don't really like her. But other than that, I love the characters. I love everything that happened. Plot is fantastic. Her pacing is phenomenal. What she does in this book is throughout most of the book, it's like just got a very steady pace. In each chapter, it's like you're rowing along in your little canoe. You're doing fine. You're just paddling along. You're enjoying every minute of it, but it's a nice steady pace. And then you get to the climax and all of a sudden you're in the rapids, and she does it in a way where she like makes the chapters shorter and she makes stuff happen faster, and it's just, her pacing is genius is what I'm trying to say. Her world is genius. Her characters are brilliant. I love this series. I love this book. This is probably my favorite book in the series so far. I need the next one. There's this one part where I audibly gasped. There was another part where I read this whole scene, leaned back with my hand on my chest because I was just in shock. Absolutely fantastic. 10 out of 10 recommend. If you haven't read this series and you like this kind of book, if you like dark fantasy, you need to read this series. It is so good. It is genius. It's beautiful. It's one of my favorites. I love it so much. Now I really want to pick up the novellas because I haven't read them yet. I'm not much of a novella person. I tend to think they're always just mediocre, like they're good but they're nothing great. But I've heard that the ones for this do help, and I probably should have read it before I read this book, but oh well. Then I picked up O'Keeffe, Days in a Life I See Yzma. I've literally read 2 poems from this book, which have been fantastic poems, and I love them just because I love O'Keeffe and I love C.S. Merrill's writing, and it's almost like I have a second book in a series because it's like I'm going back into that O'Keeffe world. It's really strange, I know. Already enjoying this even though I've literally read 1, maybe 2 poems. Shouldn't take me that long. It's not very long, but I'm excited to get to this, although I do really need to study and I really need to do that, so I'm gonna go now. Just one last time, if you haven't read this book, you need to read this book. It is so good. Everything's amazing. The plot is amazing. The pacing is amazing. The world is amazing. Everything's beautiful. Even though it's very, very dark, it's also great, but I love it. I love all of it. It's just so good. You have to read it. Please. Throwback to my old room, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. Today is Monday. I haven't done any reading since I last updated you, and this video, I started editing it. It's kind of long, so I should probably stop it. Comment down below whatever you wish. I can't think of anything right now. It's too early in the morning. Yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you like in another one soon.